everyone, I hope you are doing amazing. Today we are going to take a look at page 3 of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. After watching the video, I encourage you to go and check the description box down below because there is a quick review which can help you stabilize the new information you've learned, and it makes you remember them easier the next time you want to use them. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. There was a tabby cat standing on the corner. A tabby cat is a cat having some lines on its fur, and most interestingly, there is an M-shaped marking on their forehead. Tabby is not a breed of cat, but it's a coat pattern, as I said, and it means you can see this pattern in no matter what breed that cat is. For example, this one or this one. See, these are tabby cats, but their breed is different. So, tabby is a pattern of lines on the fur of cats. But there wasn't a map in sight. Inside is the area your eyes can capture and the things you can see in that area. For example, boys ate all the food inside once they arrived. Means there was some food inside that you could see them, but the boys ate them all when they just arrived. And in here, but there wasn't a map inside, means in the area Mr. Dursley could see, there wasn't any map. What could he have been thinking of? It must have been a trick of light. A trick of light can make you see some things or imagine some things that are not real. And you think that, yeah, I saw that, but that was actually a trick of light. And here, Mr. Dursley thinks that maybe it was just a trick of light to see that the cat was reading a map. Mr. Dursley blinked. You know, blinking is shutting and then opening your eyes quickly in less than a second, and stared at the cat. Staring is giving a long look at someone or something. And here, Mr. Dursley gives a long look at the cat. It stared back. It means the cat stared back. As Mr. Dursley drove around the corner and up the road, he watched the cat in his mirror. It was now reading the sign that said Private Drive. No, looking at the sign. This sentence is pretty simple, but you may have some difficulties with its meaning. Firstly, it says it was now reading the sign that said Private Drive, but then it makes it right and says no, looking. It means not reading, but looking. It's different, right? When you read something, you're able of understanding of the words and the sentences, but when you look at something, you're just simply looking at it. Then, cats couldn't read maps or signs. The same thing as we said. The reading was the problem he had with the cat. So he says that no, cats cannot read maps or signs. Mr. Dursley gave himself a little shake. When you give yourself a little shake, you actually want to put your thoughts together and shake off the unnecessary and unreasonable thoughts. So he gave himself a little shake. Means he get rid of the thought of the cat reading and put the cat out of his mind. When you put something out of your mind, you use your force to stop thinking about that particular thing. And please pay attention. You put something out of your mind. You can't put out something of your mind. I'm talking about the order of the words in a sentence when you use this phrasal verb. For example, I put the thought of my score out of my mind. so I don't want to think about it anymore, that what score I got, is it bad or good. I put the thought of my score out of my mind. As he drove toward town, he thought of nothing except a large order of drills. Well, accept and expect. You may sometimes use this instead of each other in wrong place. Expecting something, it means seeing something come, or looking forward for it, or having the feeling of, yeah, I think that would happen. Expect means this, but accept means nothing but that only one thing. So, let's make a code for it. Accept, okay? It somehow reminds me of the word separation, separate, accept, separate. And separation is to separate and apart something from other things or other thing. So you can say that, you can have it in your mind that whenever you have difficulty between accept and expect, remind it to yourself. Accept is like separate, accept, separate. So you should use accept when you want to say that I only mean that one thing. For example, I like going to school except the part of reading history. You see, I separate reading history from going to school. I mean, I like going to school, but I don't like reading history, studying history. And here, he thought of nothing except a large order of drills. He didn't think about anything but only the drills, and he separated the drills of other thoughts, and he paid all his attention on this. But on the edge of town. On the edge of town means before reaching the center of town. Drills were driven out of his mind by something else. Look, drills were driven out of his mind. In the upper sentences, we had, he put the cat out of his mind. What does they mean? They may sound the same at first look, but actually they are different. How? Well, when you put something out of your mind, you make it yourself, okay? You force yourself to stop thinking about that thing. No one else can do it. But when something is driven out of your mind, actually something else makes it happen. You don't decide it, okay? So whenever you do it yourself, you should use put out something of your mind. Put something out of your mind. Then something else does it to you, you should say, yeah. For example, this story was driven out of my mind when my mom called me. It means that your attention goes another way when something else happens, without having the control of it. As he sat in the usual morning traffic jam. Well, this is traffic jam, and this is a strawberry jam, okay? When we say a traffic jam, it means a lot of cars being in a place and no runway. Yeah, do you have heavy traffic jams or regular ones in your city? Here, he sat in the usual morning traffic jam. It means it was regular for him to every morning sitting in a traffic jam. But this time, he couldn't help noticing that there seemed to be a lot of strangely dressed people. Couldn't help noticing. It means it was so obvious that he cannot ignore it. You can use this phrase in your sentences too. Couldn't help noticing. For example, imagine an employee coming late to the work every day, and one day, eventually, his boss comes to him and says him that, Hey man, I couldn't help noticing you've been coming in late each morning. I couldn't help noticing. I can't help noticing. It means that something is obvious, so obvious that you cannot ignore it. It's just clearly across your mind and across your eyes, and you cannot close your eyes on it. People in cloaks was the unusual thing he couldn't help noticing. Mr. Dursley couldn't bear people who dressed in funny clothes. We talked about the verb to bear last session. It means he couldn't tolerate, he couldn't hold these strange people. The get-ups you saw in young people. He supposed this was some new stupid fashion. Suppose is a good verb, is a good alternative verb you can use instead of think. For example, you could say, the author could write here, he thought this was some stupid new fashion. But instead use suppose. It prevents of repeating something too much, and it makes your sentences, your speaking, your writing sound more natural and more native. So you can use suppose, yes, believe instead of word think. He drummed his fingers on the steering wheel. Drumming is tapping quickly and then taking off your finger of a surface. And here he drummed his fingers on the steering wheel. The steering wheel is the wheel you take the control of your car. It was drumming on it. You can drum on your table. You can drum on your book. You can drum on anything, on a surface. And his eyes fell on a huddle of these weirdos. A huddle of something is a group of that thing. A huddle of chickens. A huddle of birds. Okay? Weirdos. Weirdo. If you are dressing strangely or behaving in a strange way, you are a weird person or you are a weirdo. Okay? It's the meaning of this word, weirdo. And if it's plural, it becomes weirdos. Standing quite close by. Close by is nearby, near you. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and it was useful for you. Before you go, please check the description down below for a quick review which can help you with stabilizing the new information you learned today. And with having nothing more to say, please take care, be safe, and goodbye.